There are new items that have just hit Dollar Tree shelves this month, some so popular that employees are hiding extra stock in the back room, while others, despite costing only $1.50, aren't worth bringing home. Today's list will break down each item. You'd be awesome if you subscribed and liked this video. 1. Libbey glass storage containers. Dollar Tree just restocked these, and you'll notice a container priced at under $2 tucked away in the kitchen aisle that many shoppers walk right past. It's Libbey glassware, priced from $1.25 to $5 depending on the size, significantly cheaper than what you'd see at Costco or Target for a similar Pyrex set. Because they just arrived, many stores still have all sizes in stock, unlike previous restocks that were picked clean. The best part is that the Libbey brand has been on the market for over 200 years, so there's no question about the durability of the glass. The lids are airtight and safe for both the oven and microwave without any risk of cracking. What surprises many people is that you aren't forced to buy a massive set like at Costco. You can buy exactly what you need, saving cabinet space and avoiding the cost of pieces you won't use. Some reviews share that the rubber seal keeps food fresh twice as long as the plastic lids they used previously, which is why this item sells out constantly whenever the store gets a new shipment. However, not everything displayed in the kitchen section belongs in your cart, and there is one item you should think twice about before bringing home this weekend. 2. Pie carrier. Remember the last time you took a homemade pie to a party? If you're planning to use a pie carrier bought here to transport it, think again. The plastic latches on this carrier are quite flimsy. A slight bump while moving can cause them to pop open, and a pie isn't exactly light enough to handle that. On the shelf, this item looks neat and tidy, which might lead you to believe it's a reasonable, budget-friendly choice for events. One shopper shared in a shopping group that the latch popped open on their back seat after a minor turn, causing a pie they spent all afternoon making to collapse right before arriving at a relative's house. In reality, one ruined pie is much more expensive than the $1.50 you'd save by buying the cheap carrier, not to mention the wasted effort. If you truly need a carrier for frequent transport, invest in a high-quality plastic carrier with secure locking clips on all four sides for about $8 to $10. It costs a bit more, but you won't have to stress throughout the drive. 3. Cupcake carrier. This is the Cupcake carrier, priced at just $1.50, but its performance far exceeds that price. For $1.50, you get a container with locking clips on all four corners, keeping the cupcake securely in place even if the car bumps around on the road. This is the biggest difference compared to the low-quality pie carrier mentioned earlier. The locking mechanism here is much sturdier and doesn't feel loose when you carry it. Many home bakers say this has become an essential item whenever they need to transport treats, as their intricate icing stays perfectly intact after an hour of driving. At under $2, this is clearly one of the best bang-for-your-buck items in the baking section. But hold on, there is a product with a major brand name currently sitting on the shelf that is not any cheaper than anywhere else, and you need to know about it before you toss it into your cart. 4. Windex foam glass cleaner. The Windex foam glass cleaner here is priced at $3.50, and this figure makes many people pause for a second. This is one of the few instances where a major brand name item appears on the shelf but is not priced any cheaper than at a regular supermarket. In fact, at times, it is even a few cents higher than what you would find elsewhere. The simple reason is that the uniform $1.25 price point only applies to the majority of products. Whereas for bonus buy items like this glass cleaner, the low price rule no longer applies. If you use it regularly, consider purchasing a large refill bottle at Costco, because when calculated by the price per ounce, that option is far more economical in the long run, especially for households that have a habit of cleaning windows on a weekly basis. 5. Damp Rid Dupe Moisture Absorber. The Damp Rid Dupe Moisture Absorber is the next item worth mentioning. Specifically designed to soak up musty odors in closets or basements, the areas most prone to moisture accumulation during the sweltering summer months. For just $1.50, you get effectiveness nearly equivalent to the authentic product, while at Home Depot, you have to pay about 70% more for the same utility. Many people call this a summer lifesaver because simply placing one container in a closet corner significantly reduces musty odors after a few days, without the need to keep doors open for ventilation as before. With such a large price gap and performance that does not fall short, this is clearly an item worth trying during your weekend deep cleaning. 6. Black metal lantern. You stroll through the decor section and immediately spot a row of black metal lanterns arranged in the most eye-catching spot, right in the main aisle where everyone is bound to glance. That prime placement is not accidental, but it does not reflect the true quality behind it. The lantern's metal frame is rather poorly crafted. The welds are fragile, and after just a few nights of outdoor dew, splotchy rust streaks begin to appear. In shopping groups, quite a few people have left feedback stating that they bought several to hang on their porches, but after just one season they had to take them all down because the rust had spread in large patches. Some even stated bluntly that they would not return to buy more, as they felt their money was wasted and their home's appearance had visibly deteriorated. If left on the porch or in the backyard year-round, you will find the paint peeling off much faster than you initially imagined. Instead of choosing this item, you should look for solar light models made of high heat-resistant plastic or moisture-treated wood, which are both more durable through many rainy and sunny seasons and free you from the worry of having to replace them annually. Leaving the outdoor decor section, there is a ceramic item that home decor groups are buzzing about, and its price will make you look twice. 7. Blue Collection Ceramics. Recently, you may have scrolled past this vintage-style blue ceramic collection appearing all over home decor groups, and it is no coincidence that it has caused such a stir. The price is only $1.25 per piece, an unbelievable figure when you pick it up and feel the genuine thickness of the ceramic, which is quite different from the fragile, breakable feel you often encounter with cheap goods. Holding a plate from this collection, you will find it has a solid weight to it and is not flimsy at all. Meanwhile, at Target, plates of the same style cost up to $6, meaning you are paying nearly 5 times more for a similar design. A customer in California once recounted on a shopping tips group that she used this set of plates to host guests at home, and no one at the party realized they were items bought for less than $2 a piece. And here is the item that requires you to consider very carefully, because the initial softness you feel upon touching it can completely deceive you. 8. Fleece bed blanket. The price of this fleece blanket is so cheap that you might immediately think of buying a few to stock up for the summer, but hold on before making that decision. The issue lies in the poorly processed polyester material, which makes the surface of the fabric prone to causing a prickly sensation on sensitive skin, especially for the elderly or those with thin skin. After just a few washes, you will notice the fabric begins to pill and hold static electricity, clinging tightly to your clothes whenever you pull it out of the dryer. This is also why these types of blankets do not stay on the shelves for long, as the store imports a limited quantity and not every shipment will have the color you prefer. If you want a truly soft feel on your skin, look for labels that clearly state plush instead of regular fleece. The difference when you press your hand against the fabric is something you will recognize immediately. 9. Scrub Buddies Dusting Gloves. For the same function of gathering dust on shelves or in tight gaps, a similar product at Walmart costs nearly $17, while here you only pay $1.50, a difference of nearly 10 times for an item that does the same job. The secret lies in the ultra-fine microfiber layer covering the surface of the gloves. You only need to glide them lightly over a surface, and the dust sticks immediately, instead of being pushed around, as it is when using a regular cleaning cloth. This is also an item that sells out quickly whenever July cleaning season arrives, as families start their deep cleaning before the back-to-school season. Many cleaning experts in the US have publicly remarked that these gloves can completely replace specialized gloves priced from $15 to $20 without any loss in performance. In fact, the dust-grabbing capability is even slightly better in hard-to-reach corners. But don't rush to fill your cart in the stationery section, because this time of year hides a price trap that many people accidentally fall into. 10. Back-to-school office supplies. As we enter July, stationery shelves are suddenly packed with notebooks, folders, and colored pens in preparation for the upcoming back-to-school season. At a glance, you might easily think this is the golden time to stock up on inexpensive school supplies for the entire year, But the reality is completely the opposite. Major supermarket chains like Walmart or Target are using these very items as loss leaders, selling them at a loss for just 25 to 50 cents a piece to entice you into the store to purchase other things. In a shopping video that has gone quite viral recently, one person stood right at the Walmart checkout counter holding a receipt for comparison, pointing to a line item for notebooks at just 25 cents. And exclaiming that they had just mistakenly bought a whole bag of similar items at Dollar Tree for 5 times the price. This caused the clip to attract a series of empathetic comments from people who had been in the exact same situation. Meanwhile, the uniform $1.25 price point here means you are paying 3 to 5 times more for the same notebook or pack of folders. If you only need a single item to use right away, buying it here is still reasonable. But if you intend to buy in bulk for the whole family, you should check out major supermarket chains first to compare prices. You are very likely to save a significant amount just by making that one stop beforehand. 11. Gibson Home Silicone Utensils. This item usually sells out as soon as it is placed on the shelf, and if you have ever arrived a few days late compared to the restocking schedule, you have certainly regretted it. Silicone utensils from the Gibson Home brand, well known in the kitchenware industry, have the characteristic of not shedding bristles when rubbing against a hot pan, unlike the worry you feel every time you use a cheap wooden spoon for fear of wood splinters falling into your food. The heat resistance of this silicone line is also top tier. You can stir directly in a smoking hot pan without worrying about the tip of the tool melting or deforming. Each piece is only $1.25. An incredible price for quality that belongs to such a professional brand. Interestingly, at Aldi, this same brand's product line is usually only sold in large full sets, whereas here, you have the right to buy individually the exact item missing from your kitchen drawer, without having to pay extra for spoons you will never touch. 12. Cheap phone chargers. The phone you are holding in your hand cost $1,000. Yet, many people are willing to plug it into a charging cable that cost only a few bucks from Dollar Tree's accessories aisle, which often lacks verified origins. This is the real risk behind the charging accessories displayed right near the checkout counter, where it's easy to grab one while you're waiting in line. These types of cables and charging bricks often lack the necessary overload protection, causing charging speeds to be much slower than name-brand products. And in some cases, they pose potential fire hazards if left plugged in overnight. It is widely circulated that fire incidents involving cheap charging bricks have been recorded by consumer safety oversight agencies in the US, although they do not always specify the brand or the specific store. The most commonly shared story is of cables getting scorching hot, or even smoking while charging overnight on a nightstand, which has made many people more cautious about these types of cheap, unbranded accessories. If you need a spare cable, you should look to buy at Costco or reputable retailers with clear branding. 13. Mini silicone ice tray. The trend of making coffee or fruit-infused ice for summer 2026 is spreading across cooking groups, and the mini silicone ice tray is the tool behind that craze. The flexible silicone material means you only need to give it a light squeeze for the ice cubes to pop out, easily eliminating the scene of having to bang the tray against the tabletop like the old hard plastic trays. Because the ice cubes are smaller than usual, they chill drinks much faster than large-sized cubes, especially perfect when you are mixing an iced coffee or a light cocktail on a sweltering afternoon. The price for this is only $1.50. A small figure that neatly resolves an everyday drinking habit during the hot season. From those cute little ice cubes, let's move on to a cup with a pattern that will make you think you are holding a $60 designer item. 14. McKinsey Child-style ceramic pattern plastic cup. The original version, under the McKinsey Childs brand, is made of enamel-coated steel and cost up to $60 each, a figure that makes most casual shoppers shake their heads and pass. At Dollar Tree, the version mimicking that signature checkered pattern costs only $1.50, meaning you save nearly 40 times for the same dining table style. The biggest plus is that the plastic material is safe to use in the microwave, suitable for heating up drinks without worrying about deformation or an unpleasant plastic odor. However, because it is imitation plastic rather than real enamel-coated steel, you should avoid heating at excessively high temperatures or leaving it in the microwave for too long, as the printed pattern on the surface may fade or peel slightly after repeated continuous exposure to heat. A small tip is to buy several at once when you see they are still in stock in all colors, as this is a bonus buy line. Once it's gone, it's gone. It won't always be available for you to restock when you stop by Dollar Tree. With an eye-catching design and this $1.50 price tag, it is still a piece that will easily make guests coming to your house ask where you bought something so beautiful. And if the clothes in your house only smell fresh for a few hours and then fade away, there is a small trick to help the scent linger longer without costing much more money. 15. Laundry Fragrance Booster. Calculated by the ounce, the laundry fragrance booster here costs only 1/6 as much as the familiar Downy Unstoppables at Costco. A price gap worth paying closer attention to when you walk past the laundry aisle. The new scent called Nightfall Breeze lingers on fabric quite a while. Clothes still smell faintly fragrant even after being stored in the closet for a few days without being worn. When choosing to buy, you should carefully check whether the silver seal on the mouth of the bottle is intact, as this is a sign that the product has not been opened or tampered with beforehand. At a price of $1.50 per bottle, this is a small item that helps your entire wardrobe smell fresher without needing to spend much. 16. Hydration Tracker Water Bottle. Have you noticed that lately, many young people and office workers are carrying a water bottle with a printed time tracker on the side? This style of bottle is becoming a familiar accessory everywhere, from the gym to the office desk. On Amazon, an almost identical style sells for $15 to $20, while at Dollar Tree, you only pay $5 for the same design. A price difference significant enough to make you think twice before spending more on the expensive version. The best part of this bottle is the hourly markers printed on the body, reminding you how much water to drink at specific times of the day. It's very helpful for those who often forget to drink water when busy throughout the morning and afternoon. The BPA-free plastic material also ensures safety when storing daily drinking water, with no worries about strange plastic odors or degradation after several weeks of continuous outdoor use in the hot sun. 17. Mini Bog Bag. If you have been browsing social media lately, there is a high chance you have seen this compact plastic bag appear in numerous videos on prepping for the beach or summer swimming. Some clips have attracted millions of views just for how people neatly pack wet swimwear inside without getting the rest of their gear wet. Many families share that since they started using this bag, they no longer deal with a damp, musty-smelling car trunk or having to wash their backpacks after every trip. The bag's material is quite durable, water-resistant, and keeps wet items like swimsuits or towels completely separated from dry items in the backpack, without leaking and soaking everything else. The stitching along the edges is also reinforced better than you might imagine for such a low price point, so it doesn't fray even when packed full. With summer hitting its peak and weekend beach trips becoming more frequent, this is an item many people grab several of to use in rotation, avoiding the need for emergency laundry between consecutive trips. At just $4, this is a compact must-have to toss into your cart before your family's weekend trips to the beach or pool. 18. Crayon-shaped pencil pouch. For the same function of storing pens and compact school supplies, specialty school supply stores usually sell similar items for no less than $3, while at Dollar Tree, you only pay $1.25 for this adorable crayon-shaped design, which is enough to make kids love it from the first sight. The silicone material used for the pouch is quite durable and won't crack or break even when stuffed with mini pencils or crayons, and it withstands impacts when thrown into a backpack every school morning. When it gets dirty, just rinse it with water and it's clean. No stains like regular fabric, and no need for tedious hand scrubbing. At this $1.25 price point, it's a small item that makes a child's study space look much neater and more fun every time they go to class. And there is an item specifically for weekend barbecues that many American families have been hunting for lately. 19. Cooking Concepts Grill Tray. Many people have shared that they bought this tray just to try it out for fun at an impromptu barbecue party, but after using it, they regretted not finding out about it sooner. The tray's design features small holes just the right size to allow heat to spread evenly while keeping pieces of meat or vegetables from falling through the grill grate. It avoids the mess of burning or losing food through the gaps, as happens when grilling directly on a standard metal rack. The trays come in a 2-pack, convenient for family barbecue parties with many guests, so you don't have to grill in many continuous batches outside in the yard. Since they are intended for a few uses and then discarded, the $1.25 price means you don't have to feel bad about the money or spend time scrubbing them after the party like traditional long-term metal trays. Today's list is just a small part of the hundreds of items that change every week at Dollar Tree. Next time you drop by, remember to check carefully before putting items in your cart, because not every low-priced item means a bargain.